Namaste to all of you. A very, very warm welcome once again after the enthusiastic session. Can I request Varadarajan ji to come on the dais? He needs no introduction. We have introduced him. He's a global business leader. He has worked in Gulf, in Europe, in US, and he has been a valued pillar of the Sarthak family for a decade or so. Can I request Mr. Vimal Jose? He's the VP Technology at Mr. Cooper. He heads large engineering teams in India. He has over 20 years of work experience in technology, leadership, digital transformation. This conversation is all about CSR. How can the CSR be more meaningful? And how can CSR contribute immensely towards the growth of Divyangjan as well as for Bharat? Can I request Mr. Suresh Chokkalingam ji? Mr. Suresh Chokkalingam ji, he is the manager at Cognizant Foundation. He has been managing excellent skilling programs throughout India. He has worked with several NGOs in the past, and today he is on the other side enabling those NGOs. Can I request Dr. P. Sitharatan ji? He is the associate professor of English at Presidency College, Chennai. With over 25 years of experience in teaching, he holds PhD degree. He has guided MPhil scholars and many other students to reach their target. Our next panelist for the day is Ms. N.C. Kalaivani. Apologies if I have not spelled it right. Ms. Kalaivani. Is that right? Kalaivani. Deputy Director, Center Head. And she has 15 years of service. And she has been a great inspiration to all of us in the space of social work. Over to you, Varadarajan ji.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you. So, thank you all for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the morning program and hope you all were present when the governor and the director were present. They gave good speeches, which is quite important for us because it is whatever work Sarthak is doing, it is important that they know so that we can get adequate support for them. Support, for example, this hall is being made available. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to get. It is in the center of the city, and it is a good location, good auditorium with sound facilities, etc. So this is a big and good gesture from IIT, and also from our perspective, it also brings us with the new developments they are doing in technology, which is quite critical for the development of the sector as such. And for us, it is like a good growth model because subsequently, Sarthak is in the process of establishing a university for similar education, for focusing on, persons with disabilities, but on a global scale, because that will include a research aspect also, and that will need a lot of collaboration. So IIT is a good role model for us also to observe how they have developed, etc. And all these things are not done in a day. For example, the place you are sitting now, it was started in 59 when it was complete forest, just a few buildings. There were, quite frankly, more deers than students at that time. Subsequently, with support of Government of India, and I would say personally, I live fairly close by in Adyar, about 2 kilometers away. Due to dedication of students and also their parents, in India, the role of parents is quite considerable in development of students, and therefore the patronage of students became good. It attracted good students, good faculty, and these things are important. It's not just being a good student, good faculty is also important. I know this because I studied in Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and we had very good faculty, and that has made a very big difference to the institute name and subsequently in in a career of each of us. So the faculty makes a difference. So all this is also, it is not that somebody gives you, say, $1 billion, you can create a very good institution in a day. It is not that simple. And that is why the kind of discussions now we are having with corporate leaders is quite important. Because it is not only money, but the resources means a multiple facets to it. You know, one facet is definitely money, that is no doubt, but there is also physical resources which is there, and there is also human resources which is, you know, in terms of trainers, and there is also legal and legislative issues which are there, which not only in India, all over the world, you require lobbying. Just even PWD, anybody cannot claim to be a PWD. There are, again, a lot of regulations for that. 21 PWDs are published in Gazette of India. Only that they can claim. Even others may have genuine ones, but we have to lobby to include them. Like, for example, the new autism kind of one, they have to be listed. They are all emerging, etc. So there is a regulatory issue also is involved. And at the end of the day, we should see where is the beneficiary. For us, all these are activities, but we have to see who benefits from this. The beneficiary should be identified, and the programs should be developed such that it goes in the right direction. You know, there is what is called a management fee. I mean, most of the foreign organizations, they fix a limit. 10% of the funds which is collected can be the maximum management fee. You know, 90% should be utilized for the beneficiaries, etc. But you will be surprised, even in a place like USA, which is a very wealthy country, 50% is sometimes consumed by the organizations because of lack of regulation, lack of supervision. And most interesting is the beneficiaries are many times not coming and asking. You know, so the sessions we are doing now is to increase the awareness so that those who are affected should come and ask, we want this facility. So it is that we are not going around just looking for PWDs, but the PWDs also approach such agencies, because these agencies are limited. In the sense, I must explain the difference. In the whole PWD sphere, you know, first of all, you must know what is the size of the problem. In India, it's a very big size of the problem, which is not still understood by us. What is the size of the problem? We have 50 million people, which is bigger than the population of several European and African countries, who are people with disabilities. And for each person with disability, there are at least 3-4 family members who are there, who are affected, who are supporting them. That means it's a family which gets affected. The load comes on the family, you know, not just on the person. So then this number was, by the new census only we'll find out. There are various estimates what is the real size of the population, like our level of poverty. India has managed in the last 75 years to reduce the level of poverty considerably. It is a big achievement, you know, by any international standards. Because of the number of people, about at least 300-400 million people have been brought out of poverty, which is a good thing. We have to do the same thing now for people with disability. Earlier, there was no program or attention paid to this. And the first level of program was to give them education, which I think that has been reasonably well managed. Most of the students are now able to get education definitely up to 10th or 12th, and in a few cases even graduate education. But what after that? And this number itself is now 1 million. The people with disability who are getting a formal education is 1 million. What about the jobs for them? And who will go and... It was a question of chicken or egg first. You know, how to go and find companies who will hire them, and then to explain to them what is the benefit to the companies, and then to link them with the right kind of people, you know. And Sarthak is one of the initiator of this movement, and fortunately they were in Delhi and they had the right kind of support, they had the right kind of funding, and a lot of good mentorship also happened. For example, their mentor, which many of you may not know, is Dr. M.B. Atreya. Dr. M.B. Atreya is a Harvard PhD in management, and he has received President's Award Padma Bhushan in management. He's now in his early 80s. You know, I know him from 78. You know, so he guided them. How do you set up this organization? How do you do it? As I said, not for the staff or other people, but for the beneficiaries. How do you increase the benefits we are delivering to the ones? And also at the same time, to enable, give them benefits, we must also look at the resources. And those who are giving resources, we must also give them communication that we are doing whatever money or other resources they are kind enough to share with us. We have to explain to them that we are doing a good job of it. So that is why we have this kind of interaction. And many things are always not so obvious. So unless it is spelled out. So this session now is focusing on the next level, which morning we discuss about this parents as well as the persons with disabilities, which under in our view it received good attention, because fortunately the governor and the director of the institute came. Now this one is more like a financial kind of a, or I would say resource oriented interaction, where we must know what is the size of the problem. The size of the problem, we are talking about 50 million to 100 million kind of people. They are all average statistically, they are all below GDP, average per capita GDP, because of that condition. And we can make a difference. We can add, India's present rate of growth is 6.5%. We can easily reach 7.5, 8 if we fix this problem of PWD. Why I say this? Because China has done it. You know, in 1990, China had the same number of PWDs as India. You know, whereas they have decreased that number because they had a specific program. You know, their industrial base was bigger, their resource base was bigger, and they have been able to make all the PWDs as earning member because of the increase in employment. We as India, we have not been able to do it. First of all, this was out of sight, out of mind kind of problem. PWD was never an issue. The people were more concentrated on other issues such as poverty and inclusion and so many other things, which are also important. But this was below the visibility. Now it is gaining visibility. Now we are talking about it even at the level of Prime Minister and President. I mean, it is good thing that the Sarthak's president he has received an award this year from the President of India. And their center was inaugurated by the Vice President. So the visibility increases, along with it the support. Because of such actions, state government like Rajasthan came and gave them 100 acres of land to build a university specialized on this. Now that takes 2-3 years to do it, but it will come up. And the positive aspects of it is the technology which is now enabling us. I mean, the highest level of technology in PWD was wheelchair, quite frankly, you know. But now, even the wheelchair itself has become smart wheelchair, you know. And because of our low cost of production, Indian wheelchairs are the cheapest in the world. You know, I was in Saudi Arabia. A wheelchair there used to cost $4,000. Here it costs less than $1,000. So it's a big difference. You know, exactly the same wheelchair, you know. So, and in USA it is even more, and USA it even costs somebody to push it, it will cost you a lot of more. So we have definitely cost advantages, and because of our number of experts we can bring to work with us. Therefore, like even Sarthak has 20 startups, you know. IIT has 100 startups working in this area of helping this. Therefore, we can emerge subsequently, let's say within 5 years, as a global leader in this area. So that is what we are trying to focus on. In foreign countries, it is not just people born with disability, but there are also a lot of accidents. A lot of accidents take place, car accidents and industrial accidents. And in case of many countries, there are also wars going on. You know, it is reported that there are more than 1 million people with disabilities in Russia and Ukraine. And those people are asking us now to send them the wheelchairs, you know. And similarly in uh, in USA, the case of autism, which we are talked about it bit in the morning, is also now is also increasing, and they have a different problem which is not so high in India. They have a drug problem also. So that creates, especially when the ladies get pregnant and if they are drug users, it affects the child. So many complications. So the issue is not going to go away. It is going to grow bigger. How does one find a solution to this is what we are going to discuss. From the resource side, financial, as well as physical, as well as human resources, which is very good, and also regulatory changes. Regulatory changes is quite important. India is still, on a comparative international scale, we are behind. In many foreign countries, and I have been to quite a few, it is compulsory to provide wheelchair entrance, lift, etc., which is not there. Even in our railway stations, it is not there, which is being used by at least 10,000 people a day. There is no such facility. Where it is mandatory there, it's all compulsory. And we should also make it as a part of it, but it will come in steps. End of the day, somebody has to pay for it. That is the basic fact. Who will pay for it? What we have discovered in Sarthak is it is a question of how do we put across this matter to them? Who will pay for it? Those who are paying for it must also get some benefit. They are also doing it, of course, with a social cause, but also they will need to be explained that the money they are kind enough to part is being utilized well. And they have right to ask such questions, and they must need a forum also where they can air their questions. Maybe sometimes it can be more. I will just give an example of how an organization can get much more money than what they expect, which I heard here recently. There is a music academy. I think all of you are very famous. It's a very famous academy, more than 100 years, music academy. They have a hall, and they invited one famous South Indian industrialist settled in Delhi. I don't want to name them so as not to embarrass anybody, as chief guest. And they were all talking in the committee, at least he will give some 1 crore donation. He announced 25 crores. It stunned them. Of course, we will also be happy to be stunned in such way, but I'm just telling you, it just how this happens. This is how it is called, snowball effect. Which means the snowball starts from the top. As it rolls down, its size becomes bigger and bigger. So we want the resources to be bigger, but also its utilization to be bigger. That is what is called a multiplier effect. This multiplier effect is quite important in such resources. So I would like to now request each of them to speak, the panelists. They are all in different areas. We have not yet met before, so it's not a prepared text. It's not like a drama or something like that. We are all meeting for the first time. I want them to be open both about what resources you can bring to the project, why, and how big is that? How big is your resources center? Can you bring 10 people? Can you bring 100 people? We have no idea, quite frankly. We are collecting this information. From where do we get people? And we are also ready to cooperate in training them. But how much? What are we talking about? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, etc. We have to know about this. In one area, India has been phenomenally, as a country, successful in training in IT. Nobody expected that. I don't know how many of you were there in 1990 in business. I passed out in 73, so I know something about it. In 1990, our Indian IT industry business, there was no such thing as an IT industry business. Before that, Indira Gandhi had closed down IBM. There was no computer company. Then 1990 onwards, they were starting such schools. This NIIC or something like NII. Yeah, they were all starting private schools to learn computing, including my wife. She took that also. And within 10 years, we had the largest number of IT professionals in the world. And the world was also surprised. How did these Indian guys learn so fast? But this is God's grace. Yeah, as they say in Tamil, Perumal Anugraham. Somehow we learned, and we were very good at it, and we produced very good results. So it changed. At that time, I saw McKinsey's report. At that time, India's export was $5 billion. They said in 10 years, India will become $100 billion. I thought this regular consultancy fellows, they always release such reports only to them. But it became true. By 2010, Indian IT industry became more than $100 billion. From zero in 90, $5 billion in 2000 to 100 billion. Today it is $150 billion plus. And it is changed India's, definitely all our urban metros are grown because of this one, IT. Similarly, pharma also is a very big growth story in India. So we do expect PWD area also to be one such area because it requires a lot of service support. It's not that I give you one tablet and you are fixed. It's not like pharmaceutical, you will come out of your PWD. It requires a lot of human support, exactly like IT. So we think if we organize well, we can grow this business. It's not even $10 million today from India's exports to unpaid. But it has the potential, as I said, to become $1 billion in 5 years and 10 billion, and they are all called multiplier effect. It has got, and it can give a lot of jobs, both to trainers and etc. etc. So this is the context in which we are talking. We are not talking about present. There will be problems. I agree. There is nothing in the world which has got no problems. Even our President of America has got a problem. So, President of Russia has a problem. President of China has a problem. So there is no such place where there is no problem at all. So there will be problems. So please, if you have problem, you state it explicitly. No problem. But let us also look at solutions. And what is the growth scenario which you see? This is what we want here. We'll start with you, madam. And please introduce yourself briefly and look at the audience and talk.
A very warm good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries in the dais and to everyone present here. Thank you so much. Mr. Venkatesh, who was supposed to come, has come, and instead of him, I am sitting here. And so I am Kalaivani, Deputy Director and from Employment Department. I have cleared my group and service in the year.
Tamil Nadu government. By the way, Tamil Nadu government is a very strong supporter of PWDs. We are happy to note that.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you so much. So, I have cleared my group and service in the year 2008 and joined as District Employment Officer. Now, I am Deputy Director, State Career Guidance Center. And my first assignment was District Employment Officer for differently abled. So, at that time, there was no, there was no fund allotment for conducting any coaching class at that office. Mr. Venkatesh was there, so we were together. He was my junior employment officer and I was district employment officer. So we both together organized a coaching class exclusively for visually challenged with zero fund allotment from the government. Only with our known friends and faculties. I myself used to take class, he used to take class, and my friends I used to request, and we conducted the classes. And 7 people.
How do you conduct a class for visually?
Coaching class, to clear Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. Even now.
How do you teach them something? Because they cannot see. They cannot even see you.
They don't know how to see us. To learn, they don't know how to see us. Why should they should see us? They have to understand the concept.
Yeah.
Huh.
How do you teach? What is the course syllabus?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So the TNPSC has got, general, any competitive exam will have Indian history, Indian geography, politics, economics, and basic science and basic mental ability and general knowledge and current affairs. That's what it will have. So it was, yes, of course, as you said, it was very difficult for us to conduct the class. ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக தான் இருந்தது அந்த கிளாஸ் நடத்துறது. அந்த பசங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து they were even they had only basic degree or basic qualification. Group 4 வந்து 10th qualification தான். இப்போவுமே வெங்கடேஷ் ஆஃபீஸில் வந்து is now the district employment officer for different able அந்த same office தான். இப்போ அந்த ஆஃபீஸில் இப்போ group 4 வந்து கோச்சிங் கிளாஸ் போயிட்டு இருக்கு for deaf students with the help of sign language interpreter. இப்போ போயிட்டு இருக்கு இன்னைக்கு ஆஃப்டர்நூன் நேற்று for the last 1 month it's happening, isn't it, Venkatesh? Yeah. So we organized a class and we could help 7 people clear the exams. So that was the first success. Or like in the 15 years of service, that's the only thing I always used to recollect with with a lot of proud feeling, because that was done with no fund allotment. Afterwards, we wrote the file, we took the initiative, and now there is allotment to conduct the coaching classes. Now that's happening. So from the Department of Employment, what are the other? Yeah. Do you have the data, Venkatesh? How many visually challenged candidates are there in our office registration, live register? Live 4,000. So 4,000 candidates who have registered with district employment office for want of job. So now what we have done is, like, out of the, for every vacancy which we are sponsoring to government or public sector vacancies, out of the 5 candidates, for each vacancy we will sponsor 5 candidates. Out of the 5, 1, it is the initiative of the Department of Employment, 1 will be differently abled. It is not as per rule. Not for, this is for government job. And for private jobs, we are conducting private job fairs, micro job fairs, once in a month in every district employment office, and Mehaj offer twice in a year in every district employment office. From 21 to 25, 4,140 candidates from different abled are placed in different private sectors, sir.
So in the job fair,
Huh.
how do you present the benefit to the employer? What is the benefit to the employer? Why should he hire a PWD?
I think the tax benefits in that, they have some deduction in the, I mean, like, Venkatesh must be...
Sorry, actually, the PF amount will be there, no, for every employee. That part will be paid.
borne by the government.
Yeah, okay. Let me say, from our interaction, we found there are three major reasons. First major reason is from Government of India Tax Department. If a company pays 1 lakh CTC to this person with disability, I mean approved category of disability, they can deduct 2 lakhs in their tax. So
That's a huge amount.
this is actually what
Not
is
known to many
decided,
companies.
But the main benefit. No company will talk about it. This is why we are hiring. But this is why they get a clearance from the finance department. We hire them because we pay them whatever we pay them, we get double tax reduction. So it's a very big incentive. This is official. Nobody will dispute it. It is the tax code. All that. This is one thing. Second thing, from the HR department. The HR department support because they found the PWDs, they don't leave the job.
Yes, yes.
They stick to the job. I mean, here,
They stick to the job, they are very focused.
is there with an IT company for almost 25 years, which is very, very, very rare. Because these people, they keep changing every 2.5 years. He is with them for 25 years. And third one, which many work supervisors find, is they are very sincere.
They are very dedicated, sir.
They don't get usually involved in this office politics. and-
Yeah, they don't get into that.
Yeah, they just, whatever job is told, they are happy. Because they are, first of all, they are all happy they got a job. They got an income.
And they remain
know
focused.
They are getting less than others, but still, they are happy, they are getting there. As long as they can do the job, they will do the job. They don't complain. And they don't get involved in politics. And they don't leave the work and go to another company or anything. And company is also happy because they are getting them at, quite frankly, at all the rate market, whatever they are paying to others. So these are all good selling points. That is how Sarthak, when they did job fairs, they increased. I mean, the first job fair, they were able to place less than 1,000 people. Now we can place 10,000, 50,000. No problem at all. That's what everybody has now become sensitized to that. But we are finding we are not finding the PWDs adequately trained. Education is not training. There's a difference between education and
Education is not getting them prepared for job.
Yes.
There's a big gap between education, qualification, and employability.
to fulfill. So you are educated so that after you are literate, then we give them training how to adjust to a job and to a specific job. They cannot go and do any job. That specific job they can do. So now how big is your staff? How big is the Tamil Nadu government's total staff in this? Your department?
In my department, yeah, even in the last recruitment also, I think out of the 20 candidates recruited, 4 of them are differently abled. In the last year, group for recruitment.
At your instructor level,
Instructor, I don't understand.
you are from the department.
Yes.
How many people are there in the department?
Around 800 people, 850 are there.
Oh, 850. That's a very good number.
Yes.
That's a very
Yeah, in my office, State Career Guidance, also, I have a counselor. He is a visually challenged person. There is no mandate to recruit. This we have recruited. I mean, I myself have recruited him not based on the mandate or not because of the reservation. It was a choice for us, and he is very sincere right from the beginning of the setting up of State Career Guidance Center, first of its kind of center with focusing on psychometric test and counseling to the students. This man is an asset to the organization, visually challenged person. And in the year 2013, when huge recruitment for Tamil Nadu bus transport, transport, huge vacancy, around 5,000 vacancies. At the time, I had one assistant and the name Mrs. Shamla. Now she is with Pudukkottai Employment Office. She is a visually challenged person. I had 7 staff. In every meeting, I keep repeating this. Whenever I get an opportunity to talk, I keep repeating this because this will act as a source of motivation for other PWDs and also other employers to understand that how far these people can be so much committed. So if that girl had been not there, sir, probably I would be gone by this time. Because that was a huge vacancy, 5,000 plus vacancies, driver vacancies. For every vacancy, you have to sponsor 5 candidates. There are horizontal reservation, vertical reservation. There are a lot of reservation policies need to be followed. And any possibility, you talk with your people, and if there is a policy, widen it. If there is no policy, please create it, take steps, take some initiative, and please ensure that some people every year from the PWD are recruited in your organization. அதுக்கு எந்த வகையிலாவது ஒரு சப்போர்ட் சிஸ்டம், இது ஒரு ஸ்கில் மட்டும் வேணும், it may be a technical skill also. If you are willing to send your staff to train them, we will pay your staff. We will pay them for that man days. We will pay for 20 days if they are a particular software you want these children to be trained so that they can be employed. Meaning if you can send your staff for that, we can pay for them. And we can conduct the course, and the course material can be given by us. All the expense can be borne by us. So that they become trained, they become employable, so that you can give them job. And the Mari Vaip Consolita, I request you to look into that, sir. Please. Thank you, sir. Mr. Venkatesh is there, so he's a
Yeah. So he is representing a foreign company called Mr. Cooper, which is into, as I said, real estate. It's a, but they also have a technology wing which is doing their computer-related work, support work. So over to you. So
Thank you. First of all, good afternoon to everyone present here, and appreciations to Sarthak and the National Abilympics Association of India for organizing this conference. It's great to be a part, and this is the first time I'm meeting their founder and CEO. And it was surprising and touching for me to understand he is also a differently abled person, and he was so gentle, and then he was talking to me for 5 minutes before we started this conference to see how all we can help each other, right? So it is not only a good thing to do, it is definitely a responsibility for all of us to be a part of this journey in helping the differently abled people. And it was wonderful to listen to you, sir, PBV sir. The first time I'm meeting you, we thought you were going to moderate this panel, but you gave a keynote address, which helped all of us to listen to so much of knowledge that you have in this space, and the way you are thinking about the vision for the Sarthak, and advising them, continue to do that great work, sir. We are it's our pleasure to listen to your keynote as well. So thank you on that. And Kalaivani ma'am. What is your company doing? I'll come to that actually. So it was Kalaivani ma'am, definitely we'll connect offline, and then we'll try to understand the program in detail with Venkatesh sir and you. We have a CSR group, and I'm a part of the core CSR committee at Mr. Cooper. So definitely we'll understand the programs that you're conducting, and then I'll take some of your proposals back to our office for sure. Okay, so that's the commitment that I'll give to Kalaivani ma'am. I'm definitely inspired the way you are teaching, and you're making the students clear the group for exams that was moving, right? So great work there. So and I was speaking to Suresh sir as well to understand his foundation activities. All of you are doing great work. I'm humbled to be a part of this panel. So myself, I'm representing Mr. Cooper, as PBV sir was mentioning. We are the US-based mortgage company. We started our India operations in 2015. And India operations, now we have around 3,000 people employed across Chennai and Bangalore. We would love to have people with differently ablement actually. And I have Naveen here, who is a part of my team. I found this gem in Sarthak. I attended one of their skill development programs. Please sit down, Naveen. One of the skill development program, we were interacting with the students, and we found Naveen has completed his engineering. Immediately, I arranged the panel to conduct the interview. The next day we have offered him, and then we wanted him on the team. We are happy to have him as a team member. Sir told, the way he is dedicated, the way he is working and interacting with the team members is amazing. Keep up your great work, Naveen. And I remember her mother also meeting her, so good to have you, good to have you. We started with a small 15,000 rupees salary for training him, and then I think now he's getting 60,000 or close to 60,000 rupees salary per month. So we are starting in a small way. We started a DEI group called ABLE last year, and I am heading that particular group to understand. Sarthak is the only institution with which we are associated now. But we are definitely open to understand. Malati was telling that there are 150 people who are associated with the IIT itself, who are differently able, it seems. So definitely we want to explore the skill set. Madam, we want to explore definitely the skill sets that you have, who can be placed in our organization. So we are a technology company, but we have definitely running operations. So if anybody who is capable for putting down in the operation space, like a BPO kind of an activity, we'll be definitely willing to explore. So we are consciously trying to be co-creating this inclusive ecosystem. in a small way. We are just starting, and we are like, we sponsored around 20 children in Sarthak to get them trained for becoming employment ready. I don't know about your proposal now. Definitely, we'll have a look at it for sure. Okay, and when I talked to our management, telling that we want to start something like Able, everybody from our managing director to our HR head, everybody were supportive of this initiative. Definitely. So we are on track. We need different to understand different programs that are available, and we want to associate with good programs to help in this place. And when I talk to our facilities team who manages workplace services, it is headed by a person by name Anil, and I was talking to him Anil, are we ready to have people with differently able in our office? And he opened up a PDF with 15 pages. He already had put down the SOPs to to include the people in the organization. So he showed me, walked me to the place where we have a separate wash area, bathroom, which can be accessed through wheelchairs. Our entire office building is wheelchair enabled. And he told me, he showed me a SOP where he has put a SOP for how to onboard a person with wheelchair into a cab and bring them to office. So he has put a lot of things in place. So I'm super happy to understand how much our workplace services team is prepared and enabling that. So we are continuing to work with teams and different organizations to understand the possibility of engaging. Naveen is one great example. And whenever we go to a campus area, we hire around 50 members. We are a small IT division. We have around 800 people working in our IT office in the technology center. So every college that we go, I go and talk to their placement officers to understand, is there a person in your campus who is differently able? So we found one person last year in Kumaraguru College of Technology in Coimbatore. We were able to identify him. We trained him. We have onboarded him. Now we have a person named Ayan Raj, who is a part of our office. And this year during the campus, we went to some other colleges in the Coimbatore region. We found last year in the campus area itself, we found one girl who has who has mobility specialization or challenge was there. So what we did was I allocated one mentor for 1 year for her to get her mentored, and then this year she has cleared our interview and she is now been offered a 10 lakh rupees salary per year. So that we have offered, and these are small ways in which we are starting and doing, but we are open for definitely larger engagement as well. So
thank you for particularly your facilities manager that he was cooperative and built this. It shows the distance we have traveled in India as in Indian corporate sector. In 1970, in 1960s, late 1960s, a lady with a brilliant academic record applied for engineering job in Telco, Tata Engineering, and she was recommended by the chairman who forwarded from Bombay to that. But the Pune engineering office, where the manufacturing was, they said, sorry, we cannot hire her. So the chairman called and said, why not? She is very good. He said, sir, we don't have a ladies' toilet. So this was the situation. So he said, build it. I mean, they could do this because it was Tata's. Tata's who owned it. It was Ratan Tata, and he said, just build it, whatever it was. And the lady concerned, you might also know, it was Sudha Murthy. So this is the status with which we started. At that time, even to be a lady was a person with disability, because there was no facility at all. But from that, we have progressed quite well, which is quite good to know. And such companies we welcome, and we need their support. Now, Cognizant.
Yes. You before that, so India is a diverse country, and we always appreciate diversity, right? And we want to have always the unity in diversity. We'll continue to, I think every citizen is trying that, and each one of us also will continue to do that. Actually, thank you.
Now, Cognizant, for those of you who don't know, because he is a member, the company is a member of Madras Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I'm also member there. It is the largest company in Tamil Nadu in terms of employing private sector. I mean, it was 75,000 or something at the time. I speak to Mr. Ramkumar, we were in the same committee. So he was saying we are the largest employer. So, and incidentally, it is also, which is not known to many people, that it is a US company. It is incorporated in USA, but most of its workforce and many of the directors are from India, and particularly Chennai. Lakshmi Narayanan was one of the founder person who started it. And probably at least 1% of families in Chennai will have some relative working for them in Cognizant. This is in our case. We are very happy with Cognizant supporting this effort. And over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Just want to stand and do it. You can. Okay. Good afternoon, one and all. For my opening remarks, I won't take much of a time. I'll take 8 to 10 minutes time to present my story. My name is Suresh Chokkalingam. I work in Cognizant Foundation. So Cognizant Foundation is one of the CSR arm of Cognizant company. Okay, so it's a foundation, and we have about 3 verticals: healthcare, education, and skilling. And I manage skilling projects in the Cognizant Foundation. So we work at the intersection of inclusion, collaboration, and the technology, which means whatever project we take up, we ensure that these 3 things are part of the projects. And so these are the key tenets of our foundation: fostering gender equality, empowering persons with disabilities, and promoting holistic child development. So all of our projects are grouped under broad 2 themes. One is called Health for All, and second one is called Future for All. In Health for All, enhancing accessibility to quality healthcare, and in Future for All, creating a better tomorrow through education and skilling. So basically, it is nothing like in Health for All, we do a lot of programs, and in Future for All, we combiningly do projects in education and skilling. So when it comes to government and CSR collaboration, so we have government, so which prioritizes inclusive growth, poverty reduction, and social development. And as a CSR company, we focuses on improving communities, addressing social issues, and promoting sustainability. So aligning these goals can lead to mutually beneficial outcomes such as improved education, healthcare, environmental protection, and economic opportunities. So I would like to tell you what are all the PWD projects that we have. So if you take in education projects, we issue actually smart vision glasses to visually challenged students. And we issue a lot of scholarships to students who are, in which the PWD students also part of. And we provide STEAM education to special needs children. And EEP, Early Intervention Project, now it is called a student intervention project. So for visually challenged school students, we provide this. And when we take some projects in healthcare projects, so we provide early intervention and rehab services for children. And when it comes to skilling projects, we provide skill training programs for PWD. So I would like to share one model here. It is one of the partnership that we established with an NGO called NTTF, Net to Technical Training Federation. So we partner with this foundation since 2018, and still it is continuing. So basically what we do is we, through this foundation, we offer 2-year ITI program in electronic mechanics for speech and hearing impaired students. So it is approved by National Council for Vocational Education, which comes under the Directorate of General of Training under the Government of India. And when the students pass out and they have what is called NTC, National Trade Certificate, so it opens the doors to public sector companies like the HAL and BEL, BHEL, and so on, and private sectors like TVS, Volvo, and Tata Motor. So this makes the students very job readiness. So this 1-year apprenticeship and stipend gives them, increases the job readiness of the students, and the real world training gives them direct job offer and also the better payment. And these candidates are top candidates in the manufacturing, automotive, and electronic sectors. And some of the students take up entrepreneurial options, which is micro businesses. So they take PCB service, PCB soldering, PCB repairing, and all. And when it comes to inclusion, I want to just explain 2 or 3 points under this inclusion topic. So one is like they adopt the visual first teaching, which means the students and the teachers face each other, and they use flashcards, videos with the captions and gestures to explain the concepts. And Indian Sign Language system is integrated with the training program. And also, peer learning is very much there, which means the students, they clarify the lessons with each other, they take notes with each other. So a kind of an inclusive atmosphere is created. So when it comes to government and CSR, this is a strong partnership. So government gives certification and apprenticeship and supportive regulations and curriculum. As a CSR, Cognizant Foundation funds for the training and tools, and through volunteers, we have a big number of Cognizant outreach volunteers. Through them, we provide mentorship to them. So I would like to say, when government frameworks and CSR investment come together, we don't just comply, we co-create an ecosystem where infrastructure, skills, peer support, and care reach every PWD student. And I would like to share one story quickly. So this is a story about Anand. So this is Anand. Some of you might have seen him in the TV interview or paper. So he's the first person who approached the state government 12th board exam using computer. So he scored 486 marks out of 600. So he's one of the beneficiaries of our school intervention project. So the story goes like this. So he is from a remote place called Sirgari. So he came all the way from Sirgari and stayed in Punamalli School for Visually Challenged. So he completed his primary education, school education in Sirgari itself, and he came for high school and higher secondary education. So when he was doing his 9th standard, this school intervention program was introduced, and through this project, we trained the students in mobility, spoken English, and basic computer literacy. So he got interested in using the computer, and when he started, he was like typing 4 to 5 words per minute with the accuracy of 45%. And in the second year, he improved his accuracy and the number of words. And at the end of it, 2 years, he achieved 25 to 27 words with 95% accuracy. So that gave him a confidence to approach the 12th board exam using computer, and the school approached the district differently abled welfare office, and through the advocacy, the government department gave permission to write the exam using computer, and he scored 486 marks. So this is the first time happened in Tamil Nadu, in the state of Tamil Nadu, and a state government has now made a policy revision that any visually impaired challenge can approach the board exams using computers. So Anand's story is a shining example of how early intervention, thank you, this goes to Anand, how early intervention, inclusive education, and advocacy can lead to success, which is not just a personal victory, it's a beacon of hope for many others walking similar path. So my final thought is, inclusion is not a side project, it's not a charity, it's nation building. And if government, CSR, and civil society came together, not just in panels, but in plans, we can shift this country from pockets of inclusion to a culture of inclusion. Thank you.
Over to you, Professor Sitharatan. Sir, please keep it to 10 minutes maximum.
Less than 8 minutes, sir. I promise. Good afternoon to all the... yeah, I'm podium mode. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries, panelists, and the delegates. It is indeed an honor, and I'm very thankful to Sarthak Educational Trust for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts and my perceptions. Most of my perceptions are differently abled centric. So, having served as a faculty member in the government institution for 3 decades, and as a member training and placement cell for several years, I speak not only from the professional experience, but from the lived realities of our students who aspire to be the part of the mainstream workforce despite their challenges. Let me begin to the work we do at the Presidency College, Chennai, which is a pioneer in inclusive education. Our institution takes pride in being the first government college in Asia to start exclusive programs for hearing impaired students. We offer undergraduate degrees in BCom and BCA and a postgraduate MCom with a dedicated faculty who are proficient in sign language. And Mr. Vinod is the best example. He is my colleague in Presidency College. Today we have over 320 hearing impaired students enrolled in these programs. Additionally, we cater to about 100 visually challenged students, many of whom pursue education right from the undergraduate level up to the PhD in the humanities. Moreover, students with locomotor and other disabilities are actively pursuing science and humanity courses in our institution. Now, let's delve into the government initiatives support this vision of inclusiveness. The central government's National Scholarship Portal offers scholarships to eligible PWD students, while the Tamil Nadu state government provides additional support through scholarships for BC, MBC, and SC/ST students. Schemes like Pudumai Pen for girls and Tamil Pudalvan for boys extend the scope for financial assistance through the state scholarship portal. But it doesn't stop at scholarships. The state government also steps in with tangible aids, being it hearing aids, smartphones, or travel concession for bus and train travel, all of which will help ease the educational journey of these students. When it comes to the skill development, the non-Mudalvan scheme deserves special mention. This state-driven initiative courses covers communication skills and soft skills training in the first year, followed by more advanced and technical skills such as MongoDB and artificial intelligence. These courses span all 3 years and the 2 years of all 3 years of undergraduation and the 2 years of post-graduation. Yet, what skill development without employment? This brings me to the role of CSR and NGO partnerships. At Presidency, our placement cell prioritize PWD placements. We organize 2 exclusive job fairs every year for PWDs supported by CSR partnered NGOs, especially Sarthak Educational Trust, which has played a significant role in mass recruitment drives. Last year alone, placing 32 differently able students in one shot. Thanks to Malati ma'am for this. We also reached out to corporate houses for infrastructure support. TCS, for instance, generously donated 25 refurbished systems to enhance our computer lab facilities for hearing impaired BCA students. Such gesture speaks volume about what CSR can truly achieve when targeted appropriately. However, despite these successful efforts, I must humbly highlight a few gaps and recommendations from the field. First, many of these CSR interventions are short-term and compartmentalized, often coming in during the final semesters or during the placement seasons. I strongly believe that CSR partnered NGOs must engage with institutions right from the first semester, crafting customized holistic personality and skill development programs. This approach not only improves employability, but also nurtures confidence and clarity among the disabled students. Secondly, I propose the formation of triangular model, a strategic partnership between the corporate donor, we have 2 corporates here, the implementing NGO, for example, Sarthak, and the institution where I represent. So this network can collaboratively define student needs, market demands, and training methods. Ideally, this should culminate the formal MOU that holds all 3 stakeholders accountable for the student outcomes right from the beginning of their student. From my observation, our students, despite being incredibly talented, often lack career awareness and motivation. A structured, multi-year engagement can ignite ambition and enable them to dream bigger, from clearing groups of service examinations to take up roles in the railways, postal, banking sectors, and the private sectors. Of course, a very few marginalized, self-motivated, differently able students are achieving this. Now, stepping beyond the confines of my institution, let's consider the national scenario. As per the 2011 census, India has over 26.8 million PWDs. In recent years, government schemes and corporate partnerships have made significant strides in mainstreaming skill development for PWDs, yet challenges persist that we cannot deny. Let me highlight a few of them. Scalability. National and state programs still lack rural penetration. The reach out should be maximized. The next point is corporate engagement. Many companies continue just token hiring without intense work culture, intense commitment to be imposed. Infrastructure. Accessibility, both physical and digital, remains an obstacle in many parts. This needs to be addressed. And finally, data transparency. This is an inadequate outcome data to PWD and employment. And a few recommendations I would like to propose for policy and practice. Encourage co-investment in district disability rehabilitation centers and accessible infrastructure. Next, expand digital course offerings, include AI, data analytics, and design tools. At present, these are partially in practice, I do not deny, but it needs to be in full-fledged manner. Fund assistive technology startups innovating by mobility, vision, and cognitive aids. Go beyond 4% job reservation in RPWD Act by incentivizing employers for inclusive hiring. Promote entrepreneurship among the PWDs with seed funding, mentorship, and market linkages, making PWDs employers than of being employees. To conclude, India's journey in crafting an inclusive workforce for PWDs is progressing with both government and CSR initiatives along with the support of the NGOs playing crucial roles. But it is clear sustained collaboration, long-term vision and community engagement are necessary to transform policies into practices that touches lives. Inclusion should not be an afterthought. It should be banked into the design of education, employment and empowerment. Let us commit to co-creating an ecosystem that every individual, regardless of ability, has the opportunity to learn, grow and contribute. Together, we can make India a better place for persons with disabilities. Thank you.
Well, I think we have overshot our time.
Just 2 minutes, sir.
Okay.
A very informative session indeed. Thanks for your time and efforts. Actually, we would like to know, I mean, we've heard very nicely about your inclusion, like even you've taken care of the physical infrastructure correction, and you have mentioned how you're hand-holding these people right from the beginning and trying to recruit them. Okay, now we wanted to know how many intellectually disabled people have you hired or helped them with a job opportunity? Basically, it's not a question to you, it is just an eye-opener for us, because we are running an institution for skill development of intellectually challenged young adults. So we want to know the practical difficulty on the other side of the fence so that we can make them ready to be accommodated.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest. Actually, I presented that we have 3 verticals: healthcare, education, and skilling. And when the foundation was started in 2005, it was started with some healthcare programs. And later on, the skilling sector was added to it. And slowly we are stepping into government domain. Okay. So now we have signed an MOU with one NGO to train 5,000 people, not PWDs, but young women. Okay, so that is one example for that how we are trying to get into government and PWDs. And PWDs since 2008, 9, 10, that from that year onwards, we started training the PWDs through NGOs like Sarthak. Sarthak is one of our ongoing partner now, and we have a Cheshire Disability Trust, and we have a different NGOs we have. Okay, so Dr. Reddy's Foundation. So with the Dr. Reddy's Foundation, currently we are working in 5 locations, training people in voice and non-voice processes and other training domain like retail and employability skills and all. So in Chennai, we have center, skill center of Dr. Reddy's Foundation, in which the low intellectual low IQ people are mobilized, identified for training. So that is the small portion of the training in the whole training domain where we are involved in. So this is one of the small portion that we have included people with the low IQ. Yeah, thank you.
I think 4 or 5 children are trained over there.
I'm not sure about the numbers, but there are people with low IQ.
You have got them jobs other than this Dr. Reddy's?
Actually, our commitment percentage for placement is, it starts with 70%. But some NGOs like Sarthak and other people, they do beyond that. Not only 70%, they have to do it for their grant reception, but they go beyond and walk extra miles to place all the candidates. It happens.
Sir, can you elaborate on that STEAM thing that you have mentioned?
STEAM is, this is, you know, that science, technology, arts, education, mathematics and all. Okay. So STEM education, students with disabilities, particularly visually impaired impairment, science education is a nightmare for them. So most of the students, if you take PW students, they opt for arts and other domain. Okay, but in India, it is like they have a lot of NGOs like Vision Empowerment Trust and other NGOs taken up this as a challenge, like providing STEM education, science education, technology education to visually impaired children. And it is difficult to train them, teach them the concepts, but using the methods like tactile cards and other softwares like non-voice desktop access. So all these things, what we do in the project is we provide the infrastructure, we provide the computers, other softwares, and we provide the funds for trainers, etc., to give training in this STEAM domain. So that's how we do it. Thank you.
Because my asana just
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, it's okay, sir. Thank you. Right, okay. இளங்கோவடிகள் ஏந்திய தமிழே, கம்பநாடன் கண்ட தமிழே, பாரதி தூவலில் பழுத்த தமிழே, வள்ளுவன் வீட்டில் வளர்ந்த தமிழே, அவையின் மடியில் தவழ்ந்த தமிழே, உன்னை வெறும் வாக்கிய கோணியில் கொட்டி வைக்கும் சீக்காளி மொழி அல்ல, உன்னை உச்சரிக்கும் போதே உற்சாக மனசுகள் கச்சேரி காண்பதை நான் காலமெல்லாம் உணர்கின்றேன். கட்டும் கடல் மொழியை முத்தோதனை நான் மீது கண்டெடுத்த என் முத்தமிழிற்கும் முதல் வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துள்ளேன். My name is Venkatesh, working as a district employment officer. Just first I want to say a big sorry to delay this function. Okay, it comes late. I say sorry. Just want to. There are a lot of huge things are done in our Department of Employment, Government of Tamil Nadu. But in this, due to time, just want to give a snippet about my department activities. So actually, குழந்தை பிறந்ததுலேருந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, if there is any defects now, there is a center, SRTC at KK Nagar. It's a state resource training center. They are giving lot of trainings for autism, autism, mental illness, specific learning disabilities. அந்த மாதிரி குழந்தைங்களுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா, நிறைய ட்ரைனிங்ஸ் கொடுங்க. சிமிலர் லைக் ஃபிசியோதெரபிஸ்ட், அப்புறம் நிறைய நம்ம அந்த ஒர்க்கிங் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ், ஸ்கூல் டைப் ஆஃப் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ். அதாவது அந்த பிள்ளைங்களால் வந்து ஸ்கூலுக்கு போக முடியாது. ஸோ அதற்கான ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ் எல்லாமே கொடுக்குறாங்க. சப்போஸ் ஒரு பிள்ளை வந்து வளர்ந்துட்டாங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ அவங்க வந்து ஸ்கூல் போகணும். த லாட் ஆஃப் ஸ்பெஷல் ஸ்கூல்ஸ் ஆர் ரன் பை கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் தமிழ்நாடு. எஸ்பெஷலி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா CSR ஸ்கூலாக இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை சென்ட் லூயிஸாக இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை ஜானகிமல் காலேஜாக இருக்கட்டும். இப்போ சார் சொன்ன பிரசிடென்சி காலேஜ் வந்து தெர் இஸ் ஏ செப்பரேட் செக்ஷன்ஸ் ஃபார் BCA அண்ட் BCom. ரைட், ஓகே. இது வந்து ஃபார் ஸ்கூல். சில ஸ்கூல்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வித் ஹாஸ்டல் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸோடு இருக்குது ஃபார் டெஃப், விஷுவல் இம்பேக்ட், ஆர்டிசம் எல்லாருக்குமே. ரைட். அப்பார்ட் ஃப்ரம் திஸ், government of Tamil Nadu has been launched a new special school for autism candidates at CSI Deaf School last year. It has been opened by our honorable CM. Right. So இது பார்த்தீங்க, இது தவிர்த்து அடுத்தது காலேஜ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா there are special colleges are there exclusive for visually impaired. இப்போ நீங்கள் அடையாள சென்ட் லூயிஸ் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஸோ நம்ம நிறைய காலேஜ் வந்து த்ரூ அவுட் த ஸ்டேட் ஃபுல்லாகவே இருக்காங்க. ரைட். ஒன்ஸ் ஸ்கூல் எஜுகேஷன் முடிச்சிடுறாங்க, காலேஜ் எஜுகேஷன் முடிச்சிடுறாங்க, இவங்களுக்கு வந்து நிறைய ஸ்காலர்ஷிப்ஸ் வேறு கொடுக்குறாங்க எல்லாருமே. ஸோ இது முடிச்சுட்டு அவங்க வந்து எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட்டில் பதியும்போது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா we are giving unemployment assistance. For example, if a person with a disability has completed 10th வச்சுக்கலாம், we are giving 600 rupees per month. Plus 2 we are giving 750 rupees. Degree we are giving 1000 rupees. ஸோ இதை தவிர்த்து எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா there are 4% reservation that everyone knows. அதை வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா every requirement பார்த்தீங்கன்னா that government of Tamil Nadu is strictly following the reservations. ஸோ அதில் ஆர்டிசமாக இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை விஷுவல் இம்பேர்டாக இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை டிஃப்ரெண்ட்லி ஹியரிங் இம்பேர்டாக இருக்கட்டும். ஸோ எல்லாருக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த ஈவனாக 1% வந்து அதை என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, சிவியராக இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஓகேங்களா? ரைட். நெக்ஸ்ட், இன் ப்ரைவேட் செக்டர்ஸ் அவர் எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எவ்ரி மந்த் we are conducting a private employment job fairs. ஸோ இதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒவ்வொரு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்லையும் there is a separate cell. We are working only exclusive for differently able. அதுக்கு ஸ்பெஷலாக ஒரு JO இருக்காங்க. அந்த JO-உடைய ஜாப் என்னன்னா, they have to visit all the industries and they have to identify the job which is right for the differently able persons. And the employees are பேசி கன்வின்ஸ் பண்ணி அவங்க வந்து we have to invite to participate in this job fair. At the same time அந்த மாற்றத்தில் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அவங்க கலந்து கொண்டு அதற்கான ஜாப் என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, ஜாப் நீட்ஸ் நாங்கள் வந்து ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுக்குறோம். இது ஒரு பக்கம். நெக்ஸ்ட், சப்போஸ் இப்போ பர்சன் வித் டிசபிலிட்டி இஸ் வில்லிங் டு ஜாயின் இன் கவர்மெண்ட் செக்டார், we are providing free coaching classes. ஒரு பக்கம். ஸோ இன்னும் எல்லா தமிழ்நாடு த்ரூ அவுட் அந்த 38 டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்லையும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லா எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட் ஹெட் குவார்ட்டர்ஸ்லையும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் ஹெட் குவார்ட்டர்ஸில் we are conducting free coaching classes for all the differently able persons. சரி, இப்படி சொல்லுவோம் சார், இப்போ வந்து என்னோட பிள்ளையால் வந்து வெளியே வர முடியல சார், நாங்கள் வீட்டில் தான் இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா we had started a கல்வி டிவியில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லா காம்படிட்டிவ் எக்ஸாம்ஸுக்கான அத்தனை மெட்டீரியல்ஸுமே வந்து we are uploaded. ஸோ வந்து ஒரு பர்சன் வித் டிசபிலிட்டியால் வந்து வர முடியல, even though we are providing free bus pass எல்லாமே நம்ம வந்து ஃப்ரீயாக கொடுத்தாலும், சப்போஸ் இல்லை சார் இட்ஸ் லிட்டில் டிஃபிகல்ட் டு ட்ராவல் சார் அப்படின்னும் போது என்ன பண்ணலாம், அவங்க வீட்டில் இருந்தே அந்த கல்வி டெலிவிஷனாக பண்ணலாம், பார்த்து அவங்க வந்து என்ன பண்ணலாம், அதை வந்து படித்து தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். இதை தவிர்த்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தமிழ்நாடு கேரியர் சர்வீஸ் போர்ட்டல்னு சொல்லி ஒரு போர்ட்டல் இருக்குது. அந்த போர்ட்டல் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லா நம்ம ஈவன் சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் ஆர் ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட் அத்தனை பரீட்சை தேர்வுகளுக்கான நோட்ஸ் எல்லாமே தான் அப்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அதையும் என்ன பண்ணலாம், அவங்க டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி பரிச்சை இது பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ இவ்வளோ சலுகைகளும் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் தமிழ்நாடு இஸ் டூயிங் அண்ட் we are very proud that we always keep on moving forward, and we are keep on focusing to empower the person with a disability. Thank you so much to give this wonderful opportunity for Sarthak and also our Chief Minister. Thank you.
Just to clarify, Sarthak is not in education space. It starts after education. It's a training and placement. That's why the focus is. That's why we are finished. Finished. Malti.
Thank you very much. Very interesting session, and thanks to all the participants for giving answers to the questions. Can I request Dr. Suman to come on the stage and felicitate our esteemed guests? Can I request Pooja, who has performed so beautifully, also to come along and felicitate the young talent? Can I request Malthi to come on the stage? So, Dr. Suman, felicitating Mr. Vimal Jose. Thank you. Can I request Pooja to felicitate Mr. Suresh Chokkalingam, a young hand to a seasoned professional. Can I request the South Chennai Center Head, Malthi, to hand over the memento to Dr. P. Sitharatan. Can I request Pooja and Malthi to hand over together to Miss N.C. Kalaivani. Can I request Sumanji to hand over the memento to Venkatesh, Mr. Venkatesh. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Can we have a group picture together? Yes. Can we have Malthi and Pooja as well, and Dr. Suman as well? And can we have Miss Kalaivani also as well in the picture? Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, ladies.